Bonjour tout le monde. Je ne montre pas mon visage aujourd'hui puisque nous parlons de la mode. I'm not showing you my face today because we're going to talk about fashion, and I have chosen I think some very pretty images. I have a few more slides than I normally would have. And I think that between the French and the English that you'll see here, I think that fashion is something that's important to France, and it's told through photography. So rather than looking at me, I suggest we look at the photographs and read the text. I will help you, I hope, to understand the subject. And then I have some homework for you. Alors, ce film s'appelle La mode française, l'occupation et le scandale de l'excès de la maison Dior. So the title of this film is French Fashion, the Occupation, and the Scandal of Excess at the design house called Dior. Depuis Versailles, la mode demeure importante en France. Since Versailles, fashion has remained or remains important in France. Pendant le XXe siècle, Coco Chanel a réinventé la mode française. During the 20th century, Coco Chanel reinvented French fashion. Elle a fait oublier les corsets en faveur des robes noires, des perles et des chapeaux sans plumes. Elle bronzée. Elle a perfectionné le tailleur. She made people forget corsets in exchange for little black dresses, pearls, and hats that didn't usually have feathers on them, I would say. Elle bronzée, that means she tanned. Tanning was the opposite of what a French woman would do with her skin. Le bronzage, c'était le contraire de l'esthétique français pendant l'époque victorienne. La femme a dû rester pâle, très très blanche. Mais Coco Chanel a décidé qu'une femme moderne se bronze. Coco Chanel decided that women should get a tan if they're modern. Elle a perfectionné le tailleur. She perfected the woman's suit, which imagines perhaps that a woman might go to work like a man and certainly would dress more like a man than she did in the Victorian era. Here we see one of Chanel's suits from the early 1930s. And you can see that it is modern. And le tailleur is the word for a woman's suit. For a man, it's le costume. I think that every bit of attractive professional wear that women have that distinguishes them in any way from men owes a certain debt to this fashion designer. Pourtant, elle a été excessivement sympathique avec les Allemands pendant l'occupation. On l'a traitée de collaboratrice. Nevertheless, she might have been a genius fashion designer. Elle a été excessivement sympathique avec les Allemands pendant l'occupation. She was a little too friendly for anybody's taste but the Germans with the Germans. She may have had fascist predisposition. She may have just really wanted a customer base of some kind. The French didn't approve. On l'a traitée de collaboratrice. On l'a traitée means they called her. They called her the name of collaboratrice. They called her a collaborator. Toutefois, nevertheless, comme les autres maisons de couture, Chanel a dû fermer pendant l'occupation quand elle manquait de tissu. As other fashion houses, Chanel needed to close during the occupation because the house lacked fabric. Donc, pendant l'occupation, during the occupation, les femmes de Paris ont été obligées d'improviser la mode. Women in Paris had, during the occupation, to improvise fashion. Here on the left, we just see women and men on bicycles during the occupation. And on the right, we see some women who were part of the French resistance toward the end of the war, right as the Allies were arriving to liberate Paris formally. Don't they look tough? Puisqu'il y a eu un rationnement de tissu, les silhouettes des robes ont été plutôt étroites. Because there was a rationing of fabric, the lines, the silhouettes of dresses were rather narrow. Nous voyons des femmes qui font la queue, ici premièrement à gauche. Regardez combien de femmes il y a qui font la queue. Et regardez comment leurs robes sont plutôt étroites. All these women are standing in line and none of their dresses are poofy. All of them have rather narrow skirts. Not skin tight, but narrow. Et voici au centre une femme qui s'habille à la mode pendant l'occupation. Elle a presque, sa robe a presque l'air d'un uniforme. Her dress almost looks like a uniform. Et à droite, nous voyons une femme seule qui pose pour une photo, mais encore une fois, sa robe est plutôt étroite et sans beaucoup d'embellissement. Très simple. The woman on the right, her dress is a bit simple, without embellishments of any kind. This kind of style was directly related to the rationing of fabric. En plus, pour des raisons pratiques, pendant la résistance, les femmes commençaient à porter des pantalons. For practical reasons, during the resistance, French women started wearing pants. If you imagine yourself running away from the Nazis or running toward them with a gun, in neither case do you want to be like the first woman to die in a horror movie from the 1960s who's got stiletto heels and a bouffant hairdo and a tight skirt. Pants and combat boots are probably a better choice for practical reasons, and here are two women members of the French resistance who agree with this idea clearly. Les femmes ont construit chez elles des espadrilles avec des morceaux de bois et de carton. Women constructed in their homes espadrilles, which were a working class shoe. Les ouvriers portaient parfois des espadrilles. Aussi, les paysans, quand ils récoltaient à la ferme, ils portaient des espadrilles. Mais elles ont construit des espadrilles avec des morceaux de bois et de carton. Il y a eu aussi un rationnement de cuir. There was also a rationing of leather. Il est intéressant de savoir, it's interesting to know, qu'après la Deuxième Guerre mondiale, des maisons de couture ont réclamé l'espadrille comme nouvelle marque de la mode, mais c'était les hommes qui ont réclamé cela comme une idée originale, mais c'était la pratique des femmes qui manquaient de chaussures. The male fashion designers after the war claimed to bring back the espadrille, but in fact it was during the war women who were trying to be resourceful without leather. They needed to do something in order to have shoes on their feet, and they made them look fashionable. Pour avoir l'air de porter des bas, les femmes dessinaient des coutures sur leurs jambes. So women couldn't, il y a eu un manque de soie. There was a lack of silk. Remember, there's no nylon yet, really, certainly not on the general market in France. Donc, puisqu'il n'y a pas de soie, on ne peut pas avoir des bas. Because there's no silk, you can't have stockings. Donc, pour avoir l'air de porter des bas, les femmes dessinaient des coutures sur leurs jambes. Women were drawing seams up the backs of their naked legs so that they could appear to be wearing stockings. That's how poor they really were. Si une femme avait le luxe d'un accent chic dans sa garde-robe, if a woman had the luxury of a chic accent or accessory dans sa garde-robe, in her wardrobe, elle portait un chapeau qu'elle a fait chez elle. She wore a hat she made herself at home. Il ne fallait que des petits morceaux de tissu pour fabriquer un chapeau. You could use cloth remnants to make a hat. You didn't need as much as you would need for a dress. And you'll see that during the French Resistance, the women really did have hats that were stylish. Tout cela a changé avec la libération. Everything changed when Paris was liberated. Sous De Gaulle, en France, il n'y avait plus de rationnement assez rapidement. Pretty quickly, once de Gaulle took power, he got some help from the Marshall Plan, and he was able to get rid of rationing pretty quickly. Donc, les maisons de couture ont rouvert et des nouveaux créateurs ont commencé leur carrière. Fashion houses reopened and new designers started their careers. Christian Dior a embauché un jeune couturier qui s'appelait Yves Saint Laurent. On the left, we see Christian Dior, and let us believe, this being a post-war picture, that this woman that is having her skirt measured is actually wearing stockings. She didn't draw those on her legs. And the man on the right is a very young Yves Saint Laurent who begins his career à la Maison Dior. Yves Saint Laurent voulait oublier les privations de l'occupation. Yves Saint Laurent wanted to forget the privations of the occupation. Et sous le toit de la Maison de Dior, en 1947, and under the roof of Mr. Dior's fashion house in 1947, il a créé une mode qui a fait fureur et a fait scandale à la fois. He created a fashion that was very successful, but also was scandalous at the same time. Son nom officiel, La Corolle, mais les revues l'ont surnommé le New Look. The official name of this look was La Corolle. Here we see another woman wearing a variation of the look. But the reviews, the magazines, really just started calling it its own thing. They didn't like the name La Corolle as much as they wanted to call it the new look. That started in Harper's Bazaar, and it was an internationally used term, and even the French referred to it as le new look. Le new look a surpris le monde de couture avec sa silhouette. The line of the new look surprised the fashion world. Taille cintrée, the cinched waist, belted waist, poitrine haute et ronde, but a big chest that is held high, épaules étroites, narrow shoulders, jupe large et longue, wide and long skirts. If you compare the length of the skirt of the woman in the photo on the right to the length of the skirt that one sees in the World War II era photos, what you see is that the hemline has gone down considerably. We can see her ankles, but if she walks away, there's no way we're going to see a glimpse of her knee. I'll say that in French. Si on compare la jupe de la robe à droite ici aux jupes des femmes pendant l'occupation, nous voyons que la ligne de la jupe a descendu. Maintenant, une femme n'expose absolument plus ses genoux, quoi qu'on puisse voir ses chevilles. Pour porter la corolle, il a fallu porter un corset. In order to get the look right, in order to be able to fit into Dior's and Laurent's creation of the new look, you had to wear a corset, even if you were as skinny as a model. This is a still photo from a film where the woman not only puts on a corset to achieve the new look, she also puts on shoulder pads that she wears tied to her shoulders, not as part of the suit she is wearing. And notice that the bra is starting to get pointy. Certaines femmes trouvaient que le new look constitue du gaspillage scandaleux après tant de pénuries pendant l'occupation. Some women found that the new look constituted a scandalous waste after so many penuries during the occupation of the Germans. Un mannequin qui portait le new look de la maison Dior a été carrément attaqué par des vieilles dames qui l'ont insulté pour sa manière de gaspiller le tissu. A model who was working for the House of Dior just when the new look came out was walking down the streets of Paris, and older women came and surrounded her and actually attacked her and yelled at her because she was wearing a wasteful dress. D'autres femmes, comme Simone de Beauvoir, here is a picture on the left of Simone de Beauvoir. Other women, like Simone de Beauvoir, ne voulaient point retourner au corset ou à la cuisine. They didn't want to return, they absolutely did not want to return to corsets or the kitchen. La distorsion du corps de la femme était une revanche internationale contre le pouvoir politique des femmes. The distortion of women's bodies was a political revanchist movement against the political power gained by Rosie the Riveter and others during the Second World War. I'm not the first person to point this out. There are many books on this subject, and as you can see, it is international. Here we see a woman who looks just about ready to put on the new look of Dior. She's wearing a hat that corresponds to the new look. The bra is pointy. She seems to be wearing a girdle. And the ad is distinctly American. You could win $10,000 from Maidenform. And notice the long white gloves she wears and the pearls. She's part of this revanchist movement. De Beauvoir was against it, and so were other women, though it would be wrong to consider that there was a movement that was organized of feminists who opposed the return to the corset. Il nous serait impossible de savoir si Saint Laurent a repenti du New Look, mais pendant les années 60, sa couture était plus naturelle et décontractée. It would be impossible for us to know if Yves Saint Laurent truly repented of his work during the New Look period, but during the 60s, his fashion designs were more natural and relaxed. These are two of his fashions. The left one is from 1966 and the right one is from 1968. La mode française continue à nous provoquer, parfois à nous éblouir. French fashion continues to provoke us, sometimes to dazzle us. Et maintenant, votre devoir. And now, here is your homework. Yes, that's Will Ferrell from the movie Zoolander. I thought he should give you your homework assignment. Écrivez un paragraphe ou deux en réponse de cette question. Comment est-ce que le COVID-19 a changé et va changer la mode de nos jours? Envoyez-le-moi cette semaine. Send me the paragraph this week. Write me a paragraph or two in response to this question. How has and will COVID-19 change the fashion of our days? Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada would like to read it as well as I would, so send it to me this week. Thank you.